Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for all that you do for this community to keep growing. Hope you're well in all that you do and you're loving yourself and others like always. Alright, today I would want us to, we are still on it. We are still on it because the more you wake up to the media, the more you wake up to the happenings around the world, you just discover that, Your Majesties, we are the only ones that got our backs, because this is the reality. This is the reality, and that is why we'll keep talking to ourselves, we keep admonishing ourselves, we keep encouraging ourselves to do the best that we can and try to protect our community. We have to try to protect the black community, the melanated community, Your Majesties. Alright, now today we're going to talk about something. I'm bringing him back here. The other video I made about him, Dr. Kihura Nkuba, the other video I made about him, a lot of you misunderstood us. He wasn't the pastor I encountered. I just brought his video so as to buttress the point I was trying to make. We are on the same side, obviously, but a lot of you misunderstood us. Alright, that is even a continuation of that video. I decided to make it two because they mostly talk about some different things which are the same anyway. Alright, for the fact that 40,000 years ago, the first people to move around the whole world, both Europe, America, and wherever you want to think about, are black people. Remember, if you are the old ones, right, those who've been here for over a year, also almost a year, you knew that I've been saying this even before, right? When my channel was still, I'm still a baby anyway, but I think we are growing gradually. Alright, when I started, I think I've been saying that there was a great migration that pushed our people out of our cable land. Because a lot of you out there, you think that it was a white man that brought the idea of building ships or building boats, the idea of migrating, the idea of traveling here and there. No. Our people had this knowledge. They had knowledge of advanced technology. They had knowledge of a lot of civilization. Like some persons will believe that there have been lots of civilization destroyed even before we came to be. Alright, there have been people who moved around. Our ancestors, the melanated, moved the length and breadth of the whole world, and that is why you will see that they are originals around the world. They are melanated people that are originals to the land. We are the originals of the land. Like you have to say that with your full chest, like some people say. Alright, this is not just mixing words. Alright, let's listen to the doctor.
That when God created the world, there were no white people at all. There were no Chinese. There were no Indians. There were no Italians, no Romans, no Germans, no Poles, no Finns, no Swedes, no Goths, no Vandals, no Visigoths, no Vikings. There were only black people. Only black people. They were probably at the time darker than you. So, if you read any sacred text and it says that you are created in the image of God and in the likeness of God, it means God is what color? Black. And anytime anybody gives you a God who doesn't look like you, you give him that God back. You say, you know what? Yeah, your God looks okay, but just take him. Because at the dawn of time, there were no other people on earth but us. None. And you know, the most interesting story is that story unfolded around this river that passes through your district. The Nile. That is where humanity began. To the extent that UNESCO, United Nations Educational Scientific Committee Organization, in volume 2, Chapter 1, it says, as a result of the work of Professor Like and other subsequent work, it reads us conclude that more than 150,000 years ago, beings morphologically identical with the man of today were living in the area of the Great Lakes, at the foothills of the mountains of the moon, at the source of the Nile, in the land of the gods, and nowhere else. UNESCO, nowhere else. Humanity went through 5 stages. The first stages are known as Australopithecine, black. Where were they living? Where you are living. How old? How long ago? 5.5 million years ago. Who was living in Europe at that time? No one. Who was living in Asia at that time? No one. Who was living in America North? None. America South? None. Bismarck Archipelago? No one. Australia? Tonga? None. Haiti? Fiji? Samoa? Who was living there? No one. Humanity was only here. 3.5 million years ago, Homo habilis. Where was he living? Here. Was he living elsewhere? No. 1.5 million years. Humanity at the stage of Homo erectus, the African that walks upright. Where is he living? Here. He lives here to populate the world. He passes through the Gulf of Eden, avoids Saudi Arabia, crosses into India. And then he goes through Kenya, Mijikenda, Tayar in Australia, and populates all the islands in between. Avoids Israel, avoids Jordan, avoids Syria. He also discovers fire. Then 150,000 years, modern man, known as Homo sapien. Homo sapien. The oldest Homo sapien, the bones discovered in Omo Valley in Ethiopia and Kenya. He started where? Here. Then he moves with his feet and his cows, mobile food, and his language, articulated symbolic language, and his brain, a bigger cranium, and he populates Europe. He is the first person to populate Europe about 40,000 years ago, known as Gromoldi. The first people to populate Europe were black people. They were known as Gromoldi. First people to populate England were black people. They were known as Bika. First people to populate India were black people. They were known as Dravidians. First people to populate Japan, black people. They were known as Masaba Negroes. Mulembe, Kamaku, Wagasile, they came from here. They populated Japan. That's why Japanese names are like Ugandan names. Takahara, Nakamura, Kato, Toyota, all those. Because the first Japanese were black people. In ancient time, the whole world belonged to the black man, the black woman. You are the people that populated the world. You are the people that gave birth to everybody else. And quite significantly, and I am telling you this as a scholar, I have a library of 32,000 books. I have read each one of them, not only read them, but remember them. I have traveled in almost every corner of the world, lectured at the most prestigious universities. I am telling you that in ancient time, the ordinary people who are on earth were you and your ancestors. You. And you are also the people of the scriptures. All scripture, be it the Rig Veda, the Namapale, the Peramperu, the Papyrus of Ani, the Papyrus of Hunefa, the Quran, the Bible, the Book of Zoroaster, the Epic of Gilgamesh, is all about black people. Black people.
Oh, I hope we got that. I was so elated. I was so happy because it broke into everywhere. All right. And one of the things that keep ringing in the head is, we are the originals to the world. You are the original. This is not about race. It's not about lack of loving another people. It's not about whatever you might be thinking or whatever they might have thought or whatever they might have labeled it to be. It's not about hate. Your Majesty, is about the truth. The truth which all these years they have been trying to erase. The truth which all these years they have been trying to whitewash. And that's what leads me to the second thing. And the second thing is that we are the people of the scripture. We are the people of the scripture. You are the people of the scripture. I am the people of the scripture. All the holy books were mentioned. And all these books were all talking about us. Because we are the ones that were on the land. Some people came not long ago. And that's why they're so hot. Their head is so, like, they are so into it, like taking over the world, like they're just feeling like we have to take over. They never had the idea of what it is to be in charge, of what it is to rule people. And that is why they are trying their best to take everything under their arms now. They're trying to overthrow the originals. And of course, you know, it will not be possible. That's why there are chaos everywhere. We are the people of all the scriptures. A lot of you have been misunderstanding. A lot of you have been feeling like, oh, we are not Israelites. Oh, we are not that. Oh, we are not this. But we are the ones that all the scriptures talked about. It is we, the melanated. The melanated. Everything written in those scriptures that you read about, the papyrus of Annie, alright, the Bible, the Quran,